Hello and welcome to Engine Adventures. Today we have something a little bit different from what we normally do. I picked up this 1999 Jeep Cherokee XJ at auction for a really good deal. It's got 216,000 miles on it, but I do have the maintenance logs, and this thing has been maintained like crazy. They've done a really good job on maintaining it. It was totaled by the insurance company because of this damage here. There's a little bit, a few scratches along there, some stuff here. The previous owner took pretty darn good care of it though, and I've done a little bit of work already. I've waxed it, I polished a few things up, I pulled these trims up, and I'll put a picture up of what it looked like before. But I've mostly just cleaned it up a bit, and yeah, I'm really excited about this. So you guys tell me what you think. I'm sure most of you already knew what engine this would be, but it is the 4-liter inline 6. I believe this year, 1999, it had something like 190 horsepower and a whopping 235 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. Anyway, it gets the torque down low in the curve and feels actually a lot stronger than that. And like I said, the previous owners have taken really good care of it. It's in excellent condition. The engine runs great. Of course, it's a Jeep, so it leaks oil everywhere. I'm pretty sure the rear main seal is the big one that actually drips. The other ones, they just kind of weep around the transmission, around the oil pan. Anyway, everything seems to leak just a little bit, but everything runs so good. The steering's great, the brakes are great. Whoever had this before put a Group 34 AGM battery in it, an X2 power. That thing is a really good battery. Overall, couldn't be happier with my purchase, especially for the price that I got it for. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. Before we jump inside, I do want to go over the few little things that it needs. So this fender could use a little bit of work. I'll probably fix that up. I have purchased new end caps already. You can see that one's broken a little bit for the bumper, and there's a tiny bit of rust here. This end cap was pretty much destroyed. It was held on with tape when I got it, so I just took it right off. And this fender I have, and it's actually in really good condition, so I'm just going to repaint it, throw it back on. Fender flare, I should say, not the fender itself, but the fender flare. And other than that, the exterior, that's about all I really had to do. I shined some things up, pulled the front license plate bracket off. It did have a bush bar on there. Not when I got it though, it was taken off before I got it, but I noticed in the notes, there was a little notebook with the vehicle that it had a bush bar installed. The fog lights aren't working, and I believe that's the fog light switch, so I'll have to do a little R&R there. But really overall, it's in good shape. Just a few little dents and dings throughout. The roof rack still slides, works great. Here on the driver's door, now I can't remember the name of it, I've already ordered this part, but the door stop or whatever holds it open, that's broken. Got that one on the way. The seat's ripped just a tiny bit here, but the seats overall are in great shape. They have, when they showed up, they had covers on them. The dash isn't cracked or anything. It had a cover on it when it showed up. Overall, really great shape. It has a few features I didn't expect to see, with it being an old Cherokee, but I guess it is a 99, and they did include a few features. It does have the remote to lock and unlock the doors, but I prefer using just the key, and I might actually switch this out for the Jeep key and just leave the remote at home. Go ahead and flip that on. Comes with cruise control, power windows, power locks, power mirrors that are heated. The driver's window sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. I imagine there's loose wires in there. The speakers are a little bit messed up too, so there is that. It does have I believe it's a 242 transfer case that has this full-time setting, and of course has the 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive part-time, and 4 low. The transmission I learned is an Aisin, which is owned by Toyota, very durable. 216,000 miles, and like I said, everything is just working great. AC is ice cold, heater is blazing hot. This thing heats up real quick and just hangs out right there just below 210. Factory stereo is awful. Has a couple of speakers that sometimes work and usually don't work real well. I reset the trip meter. I haven't filled up again, so I topped it off and I haven't filled up again since then, but according to the computer, 18.5 miles per gallon. And my sunglasses do not fit up here. And it does have the garage door opener where you put your garage door opener there and you just push it and it hits the button for you. I haven't put that in yet, of course. A few other little things. This clip's broken. I've got a new one of those on the way. And this is really loose. Apparently that's a common thing, and they make like a $50 steel bracket. You take this off, put the big steel one in, and get that working again. Get it all stable. Initially, it had an airbag light on. Apparently just needed to be driven. I plugged this in, and this company actually didn't have the airbag feature for this year of Jeep yet. So hopefully they'll get that soon. But anyway, the code cleared itself before I even had a chance. And as I mentioned, the previous owners took good care of it. They have this notebook here with all the different maintenance things. This is the engine hours. So at 8,000 miles, it was at 200 hours. At 43,000, it was at 1,100 hours, 1,100 hours. So they kept track of everything on this thing. Rotate the tires, everything that was in here. Just a ton of information. Very well maintained. And when I plugged it into my Carfax app on my phone, it also brought up all the history of service centers, at, you know, the coolant, transmission. Whenever they did a big service, they did it at the dealership, it seemed like, and everything was so well maintained. I love the factory switches here. That's the rear defrost, the rear windshield wiper, and the fog light switch. And I may be doing something with this where I take out that whole section and add additional switches in here, depending on what we do with this. If we're going to build it up, that's probably what we'll do, and we'll see if we can get some factory switches and maybe paint different logos on there depending on what they're for. 2 power outlets, 12 volts on both sides, and I thought that one was retained. Clearly it's not. It did come with these nice Jeep floor mats. Grab that cap. And yeah, overall, love this thing. Super clean. When I wiped it all down, cleaned up nice. It had been sitting for a few months in the auction yard and from the insurance company and all that, but really quite nice. Let's go ahead and take a look in the back seat. All right, one thing I didn't mention up front was how small this thing is. So there's a little bit of headroom. That's about the same front and rear seats. And, you know, it's a little tight, shoulder room, all that stuff. This thing's small. I had never driven an XJ before. I bought this sight unseen, had it shipped to my house, and had never driven it. But turns out I really love it. So this thing is pretty awesome. Just got a handle here, got a coat hanger. That's about it. There's no seat back things, little ashtray there. Yeah, no additional storage or anything in this. Pretty basic. You can also fold the seat forward, and go ahead and do that now. Might not be able to as I have the driver's seat all the way back, but you'll get the idea at least. Okay, there we go. And you can pull up here, and that will fold all the way forward. You have some storage here. If you have the factory Infinity 6-speaker system, you would have an amp there. I only have the 4-speaker system, which is an upgrade from the 2-speaker system. My jack doesn't retract all the way, but it's high enough that I don't need it to. So that actually isn't too big of a deal. I wonder if I get a flat tire though, without the sidewall height there, if I'll be able to get that under there. Still has the jack tools and all that stuff. And so the front speakers are in the doors, and these are the rear speakers up there. You can flip this lever right here, and if I can get it, you can fold that seat down for a large flat load floor. Pretty good utility out of this thing. The seat is a little bit of a pain to get back in, and I got it. Sweet. Let's go ahead and take a look in the cargo area. So this spare tire spot is really made for the stock tire size and nothing bigger. So This spare tire is actually even smaller than the spare tire, or sorry, the regular tires that I have on there. So this is a 225 75 R15. These I believe are 235 75 R15. So these are a little bit bigger, not a whole lot, but a little bit bigger, and even this tire will not fit on there. So that's okay. We'll keep it here in the back for now. This thing is not going to be a road trip vehicle for me. It'll just be maybe a camping rig, off-roader, and daily driver more than anything. So I'm not going to be hauling a lot of stuff in it most of the time. This cubby seems to be useless. There are things that you can put there in the aftermarket that will make a useful space out of that. But overall, just a bare bones rear area. Like I said, you fold the seat flat, get quite a bit of space, and might be able to sleep in it if you curl up a little bit and lay diagonally. Anyway, not too bad. And these are worn, $2 to get 2 new of those, and they're on the way. But yeah, the struts, everything works great on this thing. And it did come with the tow package, and it even has the weight rating there. Max rating with weight distribution is 5,000 pounds with a 750 pound tongue weight. Without is 2,000 pounds. And for those of you familiar, that is the Dana 35, which doesn't make me happy, but if we end up building this thing, it might end up with a 4 to 8.8 in there, or something else entirely. Okay, we are going to be doing 0 to 60 downhill. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, go. This is flat footing it. Shifted about 4,700 RPM. That was first gear. And 60. So pretty slow. That was downhill, but you know what? Not bad for a 1999 with 190 horsepower. And honestly, it is just a little bit faster than my daily driver, which you guys probably already know, the Toyota Echo with 100 horsepower. So this thing really not bad on road at all. You can hear it's noisy, and I don't know if it's the tires. There might be a little bit of driveline vibration, but there's something going on back there on the rear end. Makes some noise, and pretty sure the clutches are worn out. So this had the track lock rear differential, which is just a clutch base limited slip, which means you really don't get that much mileage out of them before they wear out and become useless. They're not great for off-road, pretty good for on-road, but yeah, basically I've just got open differential, both front and rear. And I don't know if you guys can hear that. I don't know, maybe that's a wheel bearing or something. There's something that makes a little bit of noise, so we'll have to check that out, make sure we get all that taken care of. Let's go ahead and do the off-road driving portion. Thank you for watching Engine Adventures review of this 1999 Jeep Cherokee XJ Sport, I believe. There you go. And this thing is a dream to drive. It was so well maintained. I love this vehicle. Getting rid of my daily driver most likely and keeping this. I could sell this and make a few grand though, and I'm really thinking about doing it. So anyway, let me know what you guys think I should do in the comments down below. Overall, great vehicle on the road. Steering's tight. It's got decent power. The thing about these XJs is they don't weigh anything. This weighs in just over 3,000 pounds, and I'll be sure to throw it on the scales and let you know how much exactly it weighs before we get into building it. If you liked what you saw, hit thumbs up. Be sure you subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post new videos, and comment down below. The comments make a huge difference. If you didn't like it, you give me a thumbs down, comment down below and let me know why. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.